Go ahead. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha. Yeah. Namaste. It has been wonderful to have you as my student. As the student, sadhaks are blessed to have a guru whom they trust. So it is other way as well. To have a worthy sadhak where we can share our knowledge, our wisdom, our compassion, our love. So I'm blessed to have you in my life too. So as a Brahmin, I've been from the Vedic path, but the things happen which put me on the Shakti worship. But from the childhood, I've been experiencing the both path. As I born and brought up at the Vajreshwari, which is the area of Yogini Vajreshwari, and my mother, she remains my first guru, always, and she will be. And the further journey started with the Vajreshwari Yogini. So my mother, from the childhood, helped me to experience different energies and connect different energies from the different dimensions. And that helped me to communicate with the different energies from the different dimensions clearly. So my mother, Vajreshwari goddess, and the guru, visible and non-visible, from the different dimensions, helped me a lot. So you want to know how I landed on the Sri Vidya path? Okay. It's lovely to go back in my childhood. It's the most beautiful childhood I had. During those time, it was like old India. So we were very close to nature. Mountains, rivers, forest, ghost, and everything was there. So when I was born, my parents took me to priest, as you know, that to choose the name, we make our kundali, etc. So that time the priest had already told my parents that she is born for something different. Okay. And during those times, we also used to have a Vedic chanting series, like a program in our temple. So first thing, it was told to my parent that she's born for the different path, and then access to the Vedic chanting and that knowledge, grace of a goddess Vajreshwari. So this is how my spiritual journey started, age of 3. And I remember I asked question to my mom, as far as long my memory goes, that Mom, what happens when the people die and where they go after they die, and why the children die. What happens when there is a lot of calamity like an accident or the war and people die during that time? What happens to their soul? So all these questions I used to ask my mother, and she used to explain me, share with me, and she never shut me off like, no, you're a small child and you're supposed not to be asked this question, etc. So not only she will share things what she knew, but she will also help me to experience that energy. So there's one more thing I remember, like during those time there were not much electricity in the old villages, and she wanted me to go to some like a shop 7:30. It was dark, okay. And I said, like, you know, in like we have in the fear ghost, darkness, etc. And my mother said, you don't have to scared of any ghost. You don't have to scared of any entity. They all are created by the same created. They all are created by the Bhagavati. You don't have to scared of them. And that's how, like, whenever I interact with the different entities from the different dimension, I don't feel any scare or fear. I just talk to them and they talk to me. That's how. Yeah. Yes. I- yeah. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. As like I used to have a lot of questions, and every day I will ask a lot of questions to my mom, and she will get fed up, and she will say, "Oh, now I'm tired. You go and ask her." So I used to be excited. So I'll come from this. Yeah, goddess Vajreshwari. So like she was not looked as a different entity or like something at distant. The goddess Vajreshwari was looked as one living being where you can connect with her. And I will come from the school, I'll give my school bag, and I will rush to temple. Okay, and in temple we will get some sweet to eat. I will take that sweet, I'll see it and talk to her. You know what? My mom said there's this thing to me. What does that mean? Oh, today I heard this thing, and what does that mean? Okay, so she will answer me, and I felt like I'm talking to my second mother. It's like happen the conversation like you the data transfer Wi-Fi. Okay, sometime, yeah, sometime literally I used to see her in my vision, dream, walk with her, talk with her. I also remember one more incident in our river. There is one temple is still there, and that temple of crocodile temple. So we call that Magaradas. Magar means crocodile. Das means like a place made for it. Okay. And we have recently shifted over there. And in the mid of the river, that temple is. And when the water goes down, you can see that temple. So there, like a coconut was broke and kept. And as a child, I think it's in the fourth standard. Fourth, yeah. I started eating that coconut, and my friends over there, they say, "Oh no, you're supposed not to be eating this. This is kept for the God." And I said, "No, God wants us to be happy, and it's going to be the best over here." But they said, "No, no, no." I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I had it, and the night time, I had a very high fever, and I started grumbling and complaining. And I told, the entity was inside in my body, and it told my father that she ate the coconut offering what was given to me, and it was a heavy high fever and all, and I don't know what happened later on. But my great grandfather, also my father, also had that ability to connect with the different entities and talk to them. So first let me mention you that comes from our grandfather to father and father to me. Okay, so then next morning, like my father scolded me that what are the things you do. I was famous for this, like going in the temple, going in the forest where nobody goes, sit over there, meditate. So my father used to experience all this notorious thing from me. So he scolded me, and morning he went and returned the coconut, offered the coconut back. And I went back again over there. What kind of a God you are? You are here to love us. So, like, I started scolding, and again, I had that coconut. But the beautiful thing about this incident, me and that entity started connecting. We became a good friend. Maybe, like, he found someone who can connect and talk to that entity, and I experienced a lot of things with that entity. And as I said earlier, my mother had removed that fear from me. So that, and then the goddess Vajeshwari, she sometimes just appears and talks to me. She comes in the dream and talk to me. So I always felt like her presence throughout my life. Whenever I've needed and whenever she wanted. So it's like the way you place call. So that call is from the both the side, from her side and from me as well. So non-duality in the way, non-duality I experienced from my childhood. So that's how my childhood, yeah. Mhm. Okay, your first question, God fearing. When you fear, when you have something to hide, as you said, okay, and God questioning, what I experience is God is the teacher, answers your all questions, but there are the certain conditions. First, you ask for it. Second, you are in the state to accept the answer as it is, not getting into the debate. When you are reached at that stage, oh, the God is giving me the answer and it is ultimate, that's it. That doesn't mean you are seeking a nature of a questioning to be suppressed, but there's a certain condition you come that, yes, this is as you say, like a Guru Vakya, Mahavakya, that stage, okay? Third, after getting the answer, you should be in the position to utilize that knowledge for betterment of humankind, your life, and the spiritual path. I never did any worship or any sadhana or my any question was for the material thing. As you have spent the time with me, you know me very well. So I never ask any material thing from the God. Okay? So what kind of a question you are asking, that also matters. So my questions were always seeking the truth, spirituality related, showing the direction. So you can ask the question, first thing. Second, when you are ready to accept that answer. Third, implement that information in your life. Fourth, to use that for the betterment of a humankind or the universe. So this is the God question, asking questions to God. Okay. So answer you the first, you don't need to fear the God. God is there. Okay. And then third thing, the God loving person. Okay. So here I would like to say what I have observed, notice. People go to worship for asking something. I want this, I want that, blah, blah, blah. But how about do your groundwork and first thank for the things what have been offered to you. You never been in a gratitude. You never acknowledge what are the things that's given to you. Second thing, don't be a beggar, be a bhakt. Rather than begging from Bhagavati, how about experiencing the Bhagavati? Once Bhagavati is there with you, everything is given in abundance. In fact, at the moment also, everything is given to you as per your karma balance. So, first be in the gratitude for whatever the things you have been given. Yeah. Okay, now, as per the text, I don't have much information, but what I see, what I've experienced, like as I said, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, and me, and I have a unique combination because I carried certain qualities from my mother as well. So, when I came on the Shiva Shakti path, my father in the childhood always used to say, oh, we are a Kal Bhairava worshipper, we are a Kal Bhairava Mankari. And of course, we have the big temple in the Ratnagiri, so where my father used to always remind us, the Kala Bhairava, who is the head of grave, Samshan Ghat. Hope you are aware of it. Okay, so he also used to talk to that energy. Okay, so that came, but it was more as a tamsik. From my mother's side came what was more sattvic energy. It's a goddess Vajreshwari. Okay, so it is a combination of a both. So my father used to say, "Oh, we worship Saptamatrikas," but right now what we do is Ashtamatrikas. Okay, the different terminology, names used to be different, but it used to be the same thing. They used to worship generation to generation, and which I started. Then another thing I experienced, like when I came on the Sri Vidya path, when I took the Parshurama Kalpasutra, things were very easy for me to understand. And I remember my father used to always say as a Brahmin, "Oh, we are from the Parshurama lineage, Parshurama lineage." So not 7 generation, it goes in your genes, generations and generations to come, provided you need to tap on that and invoke it. What's my experience. Hope I answered your question. That's an interesting question. Okay. My mother was more spiritual person. And since we had a temple, like we were born and brought up in a goddess Vajreshwari temple, so the Sattvic Upasanas where we were exposed. Okay. So my mother, more spiritual guru. Okay. Coming to the Sri Vidya path, like in my couple of interviews, I have mentioned that I met in the road accident. And I lost my memory. I had a near-death experience. And it was wonderful experience. And during that time, I experienced all kind of a death, the personal life death, physical death. So it was kind of my soul evolution time, if it is talk in the soul psychology or spiritual terminology. But that time also all the messages and things were coming to me. And in a near-death experience, I saw, like I was coming from the morning walk and vehicle hit me. I saw one portal open, the luminous light, and there were 2 shadows kind of it. And one came further to take me, and I gave my hand. When I gave my hand, I said, "Oh, if I'm going up, then what is down?" So when I looked down, my dead body was there, and there was a lot of blood around my head, which was dried up. So maybe my body was lying over there for hour, 2 hours, because the blood flow and that blood getting dried. So it's quite a long time. And then I saw the people around my body, like a dead body, my daughter and all. Then I remember, oh, my children are at home and they're waiting for me. And I looked back and I said, oh, my children are waiting for me at home and they need me. And they said, okay, go back, come back. whenever you wish. That, and then next when I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital. My eyesight was blurred. I was not able to see anything. And that time I remember my mom's word that your soul is Sahasra Kushagra size and it can travel anywhere. So I travel in my brain to check out, like when you break the tip of your head, kusha, hair, agra means tip. You make the 1,000 parts of that tip of a hair. The one part is the size of your soul. Okay, so I travel inside my brain and I could see all my nerves, so which were functioning properly. They had the blue, green, which were damaged as my olfactory gland was hit, hippocampus area and all, like there's a lot of damages in my head. So those area, there were the light, red light was blinking and all. So that day, I travel in my brain. Interesting experience. Okay. And then I realized I lost my memory. That was one more wonderful experience. And when I asked doctor, the doctor said, it will take us 5 years to diagnose. I said, 5 years? I don't have that much time. Because I had recently stepped out from the corporate world as a general manager of finance. So every day, every hour is very precious. So I said, okay. I say, I'll take my health in my hand, because my mother had also told me that your body has all the healing energy, provided nothing is taken out of your body or nothing is extra inserted in your body. So I had that trust. So this, yeah. So as long as none of the, okay, good question. When any surgery takes the place, we open our body and the pranavayu get discharged. Okay, so that is one. Second, if any part is removed out of our body is a wonderful machine with great intelligence and a perfect mechanism. So, if you remove any part out of machine, what happens? Right? Exactly. So that's what my mom had told me, that as long as nothing is removed or inserted in your body will heal itself. So I took seriously the path of my healing, and then I found out that certain areas of my brain which were hit and damaged, and this will be possible the help of a sacred geometry. So I started finding more about the sacred geometry, and I found that yantra are also the sacred geometries. This is how I started drawing various yantras. I studied more than 200 yantras,